Here is a little update for you guys. Stripped the whole thing down, got the wheels off, got the mud flaps off, got lights off, got the horns hanging, got it on jack stands and one Crown Victoria jack. I know, not supposed to do that. I don't care. I'm not really going to be under this a whole lot, and if that fails, this is pretty light. I feel like I could probably bench press this off me if I needed to.
No shit.
Anyway, started sanding it today, just a little bit, just kind of gotten one side done. It's just doing it by hand is really tough, really time consuming. I have a whole pack of sandpaper I'm going to use. If it runs out, and I still have a good amount left to do, I'll probably go rent an orbital sander. I thought this would be a bit easier, but because it's curved, it's hard to get the inside and the outside and get it good. This came out pretty good, and I'm still working down here to get these little bits. Yeah, I took out the air box. I completely stripped the thing pretty much for sanding and paint. So that's what's coming up. I'm gonna get this kind of spaghetti nonsense out of here. The electrical stuff and the brake lines. I'm gonna get that out of here before I get in here and sand and do everything. Couldn't get this out. This is, I don't know, welded in here, I guess, or riveted. That's fine. I'll probably tape it off. And if I get a little overspray, who cares? There's gonna be a chair going on top of it. I don't really care. What I want is the big stuff, the visible stuff, the stuff that's mostly white and or rusted to be gone. And that's my goal. It's not to be perfect, but to be protected. And you might say, well, you could have just sprayed over top with Rust-Oleum, which is what I'm using. And I could have, but I guess I want it to look a little nicer. Kind of reveal to you guys what the paint colors are. We're going to go with, of course, metallic silver, where there was metallic silver, you know, all along here, and on some of the other trim pieces down here on these A-arms and right here on this strut. Probably right here where it's all rusted up. I don't think there was any paint there. Obviously it needs some paint, so make sure it's got good coverage, good rust protection. And that's what I'm going to do for the trim. For the main color was red. You can really get a good look at the red in here. Well, I guess you can. It's not, the lighting's not great, but it's got some really nice flake to it, and it's very nice red that used to be. But I have a lot of red cars, 2 in fact. So, and I've always loved green, so I went and got some Rust-Oleum Hunter Green. I think it'll look good. I don't need it to be quite as flashy as this paint job was, because the flashier the paint job, most of the time, you know, nice reds, even really nice metallic silvers, they fade really quickly. You got really fast oxidation. So green, not so much. It's not the best as far as oxidation decay is concerned, but it's not as bad as red. Or that's pretty much it. I may do a couple changes while I have it apart. I may try to get this e-brake to actually work. I think I'll just hit it with some brake cleaner and really try to get this mechanism a little bit less gritty. It's kind of gritty, but we'll get it fixed. Maybe, we'll see. I don't have clear coat because it's spray paint. Spray paint clear coat. Clear coat is kind of a gimmick, really. So I'm not gonna mess with it. I should sand this down too while I'm at it. That rust off there or something. Maybe not sand it. Maybe I'll put some brake cleaner. Get it looking better.
Many months later.
Finally, after months of toil, she's painted. I didn't really film the process because it was very spread out, very boring, in my opinion. Tons of places on YouTube you can watch people paint stuff, and so I just decided not to film it. There's still some tape on here I need to take care of. I keep thinking, oh, I got all the tape, and then I keep finding spots. They're still taped up. But I did the back as it was originally. I repainted it silver. There's plenty of imperfections. There's just not even painting. There's some running. But, it's not a car. So I'm fine with it looking a little rough. It's really not that rough. I think it's pretty nice for what it is. I think I need, like right here, there's a little primer showing through. There's actually up here, there's a lot of the primer showing through, So, I'm going to need one can of the green. I tried to improvise it. You can probably see the color difference here. I accidentally bought dark hunter green Rust-Oleum. It's dark green, kind of lighter, So I'm planning on going back over the dark spots. They could use another coat anyway, because I only got one coat on the dark spots. But for the most part, it looks good unless you look closely. Of course, I made these silver again. I don't think this was silver, but I think it looks a lot better being silver. So I made it silver. I left the shocks completely alone because coilovers, what you would call them. Because I didn't want to deal with getting, you see like the, internal metal rod there, the cylinder, piston, whatever you want to call it. I didn't want to worry about trying to take it apart, tape that up, just paint the coil. So that's what that. Repainted the pedals silver as they were originally. Pretty cool. So now today it's just reassembly. He's got a black eye, so I'm going to take care of that. I bought a new light that isn't broken. You might have noticed in my other videos the glass or the plastic covering on the light on this side was busted. Or maybe it was that side. So I'm going to get it redone. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to put my mirror back on, seats back in, mount those, the e-brake and the gear selector, stuff like that. Airbox back on for real. More tape. Oh yeah, this broke off when I think I was trying to get my spray can in here. This broke. Old, cheap, rubberized plastic. What are you gonna do? But let me know what you guys think. I think it's pretty freaking nice. Paint? Nope. I think it's pretty nice. I like it. I just hope it holds up. Painted the underbelly too, protected it from rust. Painted all these black as they were originally. It won't really matter. There's gonna be a thing going over them, but just for protection, for rust protection. The last thing I need to paint is damn rims. There's a couple tears in the paint. I'm gonna fix. So I did get some overspray in the engine. I tried my best with cardboard to eliminate overspray, but you can probably see there's some stuff that's still a little silver when it shouldn't really be. But what are you gonna do? I don't care that much. Once you get the seats in, you can't even see back there. You're gonna have to bend over to see, and if anybody ever says anything, I'm just gonna be like, it was either paint the thing, it was either leave it as it was, a rust bucket, or paint it and have a little overspray. I'll take the overspray. So guess I would begin with the reassembly and the taking off. And she's back together. For the most part, still got a couple little details like the floor pads that I need to put in. There's actually a couple little things I want to fix as far as paint on the floor, so I'm probably going to wait on that until I'm ready to fix it. But seats are back in, seat belts on, covers on. She's back to where she was. Now, the next project I'm going to do, the next 2 projects, I'm going to replace this crappy airbox because the snorkel finally fell off of it. I'm going to get rid of that whole system and just go to a cold air style intake, K&N filter style thing. I'm also going to try and put a tachometer and a speedometer on this. Because currently, that is my speedometer. Perfectly accurate. Perfectly accurate. But I might just cut a hole right there. Actually, I probably can't find one that small. Yeah, we'll see. Might have to do a little bit more around the edge or something. But I'd like it to be right here. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to mount it on top. I guess that wouldn't be bad. It's right here. You see it. Tachometer here. We'll get to it when we get to that. I don't know which one's going to come first. I'm leaning towards the gauges. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I still, of course, have to like snip off the zip ties that I used, things like that. I didn't bring pliers or scissors out here for some reason, so it's gonna happen a little later. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, she's back together, and soon I'm gonna have some more videos about riding it, sliding it, maybe putting in a CDI, like a performance CDI. I've heard that I've done some reading on them, and they say that they don't work. They're just gimmicks. I don't know. We're gonna test it. We're gonna find out. Put a performance CDI inside there. See, especially with the tack, we'll be able to know if it's BS or if it's real. Because it's kind of myth bustings with this Kart. People, it's not too common. This very engine was on a few different scooters. It was on tons of these types of karts. You know, Hammerheads all the way to I think like Trailmasters. I forget all the names. It was widely used though as the 150cc platform. So, well, I mean, widely used in a small market, I should say. You know, you got scooters and you got recreational go-karts. That's not a whole lot. You know, people trying to economically commute, and you got guys like myself who like to have fun off-road. So, kind of niche. Not a whole lot of these out there. I mean, there probably were. That's the thing. I don't mean to say there weren't a lot of these bought or out there. There actually were a lot of these out there. It's just a lot of them are sitting, like this one was, in a storage container in someone's backyard, in someone's barn. They've rusted. They're almost beyond repair. People don't want to put in all the effort, and I can't blame them, because even my minor restoration of this one wasn't easy. It's freaking hard. So I can't blame guys like, oh no, how did that happen? Little specks. You can see them. I don't know how those got on there. Huh. Well, hardly see them. So it's kind of myth busting as far as the CDI. We're gonna see if it works, and see if there's any change in RPM. So now that I've thought about it, what I'm thinking is we'll do the airbox thing first, pipe it, put the filter on it, whatever, get that done. It shouldn't be too hard. Other than making everything play with each other and fit up correctly, don't think it'll be tough. And it should help performance at least a little bit, because that airbox, I don't know. And then I think we'll move on to gauges, and then we'll do the CDI myth busting. That sounds good to me. I don't know about you. No one watches these anyway. Yeah. Thanks. Hope you like the paint job. Bye.